What's up, guys? This is your boy James, aka 68J, coming to you on this Friday evening. And I've got the man, the myth, the legend, one of my good buddies from back in the day. One of my, we've been we've had our channel for almost 2 years this month. Sometimes this month will be 2 years. And he was one of my very first guests during that time that we launched. He used to be, now I want to ask you about this. You changed your name. It's King Karan now. A lot of people know you back in the day as King Duggo. We'll start there. How have you been and what made you change the name? Let's start with that.
I'm doing awesome, man. I'm doing really great. I just came from the gym, so I feel a little bit pumped today, but I'm doing very well. And the reason why I changed the name, obviously, is because first, it was mostly like just helping people and just entertaining people. So it was like King Doggo, more as like becoming a person that has a lot of fun and just it was mostly like to post fun things. And then I became more serious. More people were asking for help on crypto. I was like, okay, I need to be more serious.
Right.
So then I changed it into King Karan. Obviously, yeah, my real name is Karan. So
Okay.
kind of fitting.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's awesome, man. I never knew that. So that's awesome. It's great, man, because we've been connected over the years. You know, I share a lot of your content. We've got a lot of the same friends. We've got, a lot of the same passions as far as helping people and what we're passionate about as far as family and obviously the space. We had an interesting reconnection here not too long ago. And I kind of found something out that I didn't know, especially with the fact that you're not here in the United States. But your passion for Trump has gone back like many, many, many years. And a lot of people might not know that about you. And so I want to kind of start with that. Obviously, there's a lot of crypto stuff we could talk about. Obviously, there's a 21 Shares just came out with a filing for a new XRP ETF. Now that follows obviously Grayscale, that follows Canary Capital. But there's a lot of stuff we can talk about, and we'll get to that. But let's start with just what's getting ready to happen, which is a pretty big deal over the next 4 days here in the United States. I mean, I don't think we've ever had an election this controversial, just crazy. There's so many attacks from, the really serious things to Trump going to work at McDonald's. I mean, it's just classic. And it's been a lot of fun. And hopefully we come out on the better end of this thing with Trump being elected. But I'm a huge Trump supporter. I've always been a big fan of him. But at the end of the day, I want to see what's best for this country and what's best for this industry. So with that being said, talk about your passion. How did you first connect to Trump and why are you so passionate about what he stands for, if you don't mind?
I mean, look at the background, there's a real background. New York. I always loved the United States, man. It has always been, it like started when I was like a little kid. I was always fascinated, like to go to the United States. I was watching wrestling and I saw the wrestlers, like the real American wrestlers. I was so fascinated by it. And yeah, I knew Trump. It was even before he was actually running for president. I kind of knew him back in school. People were a little bit talking about like, hey, he's a billionaire, and he's doing this for New York. He has a lot of real estate there. He's doing a lot of business. He has a tower, the big gold tower, the Trump Tower. I was so fascinated by it.
Right.
And then I realized that he was running for office. I was like, hey, it makes sense. He's a businessman. He's going to make America great. He's going to make sure that more money will flow in to the United States. So he's a businessman. He knows what he's doing. He is going to run the country as a business. So then I saw that he was running and I was kind of supporting him, and I even bought a Make America Great Again hat, but it was from China. But I still got it. I was like, I have to support him.
That's funny.
And then when he won the election, I was so happy. But then I realized how many people were against him. Like when he was trying to run, the Democrats were first with him. The celebrities were first with him. But then when he announced that he was running as president, like everyone was against him. So then I realized, like, why are people talking so bad about him? Like, I didn't even realize like what was going on there, with the manipulation from the Democrats and all of that. So then I started to realize, yeah, like he was really, and he still is as of today, speaking the truth and making sure that he is really going to make the United States great and making the economy better, as we have saw from 2016 up until 2020. I mean, look how many great things he did if it comes to the Japan and the United States deal with the trades, peace with Kim Jong-un from North Korea. And even Obama said, Mr. Trump, the biggest threat is North Korea. And he was like, I'm going to fix it. And he did it.
Right.
The unemployment rate in 50 years at an all-time low. If you look at the gas prices, you look at everything, like the economy was booming. But the thing with the Democrats, they're really smart, because what they're actually doing is, you are in a house and they're literally telling you it's raining outside, it's storming, don't go out, don't go out, it's storming, it's storming so hard, but it's still sunny. And then
Right.
you look at it and you say, no, but it's sunny, it's like no, don't go out, it's running, it's raining so hard, just don't go out.
Right.
It's so bad. And now it's the opposite. Now it is raining outside, it is storming with the Biden, with their administration, with Kamala. Like right now, it is storming and everything. But then they tell you, no, you can go outside. It's all cool. It's all right. Yeah, it's not stormy. No, it's just a little bit of rain. That's it.
Right.
And that's how they manipulate. And obviously, I can talk hours about,
I get it. And I think the thing that really gets me, King Dogan, before I actually get started, let me give a couple of shouts out to some people who are big fans of yours and that are here to be supportive. Shouts out to Ramazan, Crypto OG. We got Silver Days. We got Edward Franlowski. We got Marvin Davis, Crypto Navigators in the house. My brother Abs, man. Good morning, Crypto. Shouts out to Johnny K. Shouts out to Coach JV. Thanks, Gary. All you guys that are here, man. We love you. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Rye Guy and my beautiful Queen Jeanette. Now, one of the things I want to ask you, King Karan, because you obviously very passionate about Trump, but let's talk about the latter. Let's talk about the Democrats for a second. Why do you think people feel like there's going to be a change with Kamala versus Biden? I just don't understand. Like it's almost like you're saying they're saying it's raining when it's sunny. It's like almost people buy into their BS. I mean, if it hasn't changed and she's there right now as a vice president, I like what some of these people said, like, you're there now. Like, you got a guy who's pretty much this guy is not really aware what's going on. I mean, you can see him with the debate with Trump, when Trump just kind of looked over and said, what did he say? I mean, it's embarrassing, but she's there right now. She's been there 3.5 years. We haven't seen anything change. We haven't really seen her talk. She's so fixated on what she can do for Black men in America or Hispanic men in America or all these different little things she's doing by bringing people and Beyonce and Jennifer Lopez on stage. I haven't heard her say anything positive about the digital asset space or what she's going to do for this economy or what she's going to do for immigration. I mean, it's just everything that she does to me is a rebuttal against what Trump is saying, or she tries to copycat him in many ways. So, why are people so ignorant to the fact of thinking that she really is going to change something? I don't see it. I just don't see it.
You know why? You can put a dog there. You can put a reptile there. The narrative is always that we need to get Trump out of office. We need to keep him out of office.
By any means necessary.
That's the narrative. So it doesn't matter who is running, a dog or a rapist or someone. It doesn't matter for them. Wow. It's always Trump, Trump, Trump. He needs to get out. He's going to ban abortion. He's going to control the women. He's going to do this, do that. He's such a horrible person. So vote for me and I will get rid of that bad guy, of that villain. And that's how people get intrigued. And the Democrats are so smart with these things. Yeah. They're using race. They say, oh, yeah, you're Black or you're brown, so you're a minority, and we will take care of you. And, we will give you so many things. But the other side are so racist. Yeah. And the elites, and they're rich, and they're so racist, but we will take care of you. And they're using certain tactics for these people to get brainwashed. And yeah, it's crazy. And it's not just in the US, it's also in Europe. Same thing, but not the left and the right. You also have different types of parties, right? But it's the same tactic, how they manipulate. The same thing with CNN. We also have our own news channel, who's also the same like that. So it's not just a United States issue. It is actually an issue in the West, in whole Europe too. Same stuff. Same thing. And
the problem is about what you're saying, and you kind of struck a nerve there. I remember there was this guy back in the day. I think he might have passed away now. His name was like Rush Limbaugh or something like that. He was a very controversial guy, but he used to have this saying, which he would say, holding America hostage. And I feel like what you were saying is right on point. That they'll say whatever it takes. They'll lie. They'll Photoshop pictures. They'll talk about, because here's the thing. They fooled us once, and I say this all the time. We bought into the whole, a lot of us were, I would have to say almost biased, right? Especially from a minority perspective, even from, I'll go a little bit deeper from a African-American perspective. I'm Black and Puerto Rican, but Black nevertheless. And a lot of African-American people just wanted to see the first Black president with Obama. Okay, so hey, people voted. We wanted to see what, I mean, just like if a Hawaiian person wanted to see a Hawaiian president, or we just bought into that narrative, and just kind of got whatever came with that, from that point on. I think we're just kind of like deer in the headlights. Well, this time we're not, it's not about race. It's not about color. It's not about this. We're at a point right now, our country's so screwed up that we just want whatever is going to be right for this country at this point. We're not seeing color. And that's why you see, and then when they come out and they play that card, Obama comes out and says something along the lines of, and this is, I'm not saying this is what he said, but this is how I feel he said it, is, hey, Kamala, let's play the black card like it worked for me. And that's kind of really how I felt like it came out, then he came out of how can you be a black man if you don't vote for Kamala and all this stuff? And it's like, how did this become racial? Shouldn't this be about making America great again? And so what it's done is, in turn, King Karan, it's pissed a lot of people off. It's almost like, when I talk to people of my own, as far as ethics, as far as nationality, we feel like, it's like you're saying something that makes us feel stupid. You're saying something where almost like we're not able to think. You can lure us in by say free weed and free money and free this and free that, and we're not dumb, man. And so I just think people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. We're sick and tired of being duped. Get us once, okay, shame on you. Get us again, and that kind of thing. So anyways, I think they're willing to say whatever they need to say to lock down another 4 years. And I don't think we can do it, man. I think we're in a lot of trouble. And I know people saying, well, no matter who gets elected, it's going to be okay with crypto. But what about just our country in general? And so just your feedback on, I don't know if you have any comments on that whatsoever. I know you're not here in the United States, but right now, it really sucks to sit here as an American and try to feel proud about the way they've treated us, about the way they send money to other countries, billions when we got people hurting right here. Hurricane victims can get $750, but you're sending billions somewhere else. You got homeless people that serve this country on corners, but you can send billions somewhere else. It's just so frustrating to me, and even to see someone like Gary Gensler or Elizabeth Warren representing our country and really taking us from a position where we used to be the country that was revered as innovation to now being the laugh and joke of the world. And really, like I said, it's really hard to feel proud to be an American the way we've been treated. And I think that's what people are sick and tired of, King Karan.
James, I can talk for hours about this.
Keep going, man. Let's go.
And let me start with the history of the Democratic Party. Abraham Lincoln, the one who freed the slaves, was killed in a theater. By who? A leftist. Wow. John F. Kennedy was from a Democratic Party, but he wanted change. He wanted to change it. He wanted to abolish the Federal Reserve. What happened? Right?
Jeez.
He got killed. Even the Democratic Party created the KKK, and then they had to claim, yeah, but the party switched also after the Union, blah blah. That was not true at all.
Right.
Like, these Democrats has always been, not always, but most of the times, especially right now, they're extreme. Right. And it's literally freedom against tyranny.
Right.
Like, it has come to a point where it's freedom against tyranny.
Yeah.
Because the Democrats are anti-human. They're literally doing so many things that are anti-human. And how I see the United States just being changed in that 4 years, like how Trump left with so many good things with the border and everything, and with the peace in the Middle East. He made peace with Kim Jong-un. He made peace with Vladimir Putin from Russia. Nothing happened. And then when Biden took office, the pipelines, people were fired there. Border patrols were fired. They're like, oh, we don't care. They went directly with the transgenders, so all the transgenders and could go to manned bathrooms. So they were so quick with making these moves and making it even worse for the United States.
Right.
And even so many people pouring in that are illegal, and you don't even know who is legal and illegal. And that's also a really bad thing, like there are two types of immigrants. You have the ones that are coming into the country, wants to learn the language, right? Are proud of the United States, are studying, are working really hard. And these immigrants are the ones that I respect, because they're struggling and they come from a country. And it's the United States is the only country that you can come as a black or brown person to a
Right.
country and make it there. Also in Europe, but in the United States, it's more wider.
That's
So
right.
I respect these people who come to the United States to just make a living and make sure that they are very well. And
Right.
if you have that in another country, it's way different from where they're from. So they have an opportunity to go there legally to learn everything. And then
Right.
you have the other side who just comes in, are not proud of the United States,
Mm-mm.
can be criminals, you don't know. And even the sad part is in California and in New York, you don't even need a voter ID. Like you
Jeez.
can just you can just come in and just grab a ballot or you will receive it. You can just put in Kamala. There
Right.
you go. And you don't even need a voter check. That's in
Right.
California right now and in New York. So that shows enough.
And that's really what a lot of people are feeling, why they're giving these immigrants a pass. It's for the vote, right? Because if they can control that narrative, they can control the way that this whole voting system goes. And I saw a quote today where they said Trump is not running against Kamala. If you look at everything from the assassination attempts to everything else, he's beat Kamala. They said Trump is running against
System.
the system and the corruption of this voting system right now. That's what he's trying to defeat. And I think there's a lot of truth behind that. It's funny because I was talking to my daughter today. We were on the phone, and shouts out to Janessa. And, she was kind of giving me her perspective about where her and her fiance is at. And we were just talking about some of the things, where I was raised. A lot of times when you come up as a young person, especially as a minority, you're told Democrat is the way to go. Right. That's what we're taught. And they help poor people, and Republicans, they're just about rich people. And they're not, and it's kind of your brainwash until you start seeing things for what they are. And my daughter said some really smart things today that I was very impressed by. But one of the concerns that we were talking about together is some of the things that the Democrats do stand for. And I don't want to make this a spiritual thing, but a lot of what they're doing is against religion, in my opinion, it's not godly. It's not godly.
No.
And so when you're sitting up there and you're promoting, not just Americans, but immigrants can come in and they can decide one moment they want to be a man, and next moment they want to be a woman in prison, or you allowing men to play in women's sports because they change. I mean, that's just not right. I mean, and we're in such a woke system that you can't even say these things. Like, it's my show, I'm gonna say what the hell I want to say, but you can't even say these things there. And I found myself in a position where I'm almost trying to watch my tongue not to hurt other people's feelings. But I'm like, screw this. Like, am I gonna sacrifice what I stand for? To keep my mouth closed of what I really feel about what's happening. And this is just like, I want you to answer this, but I say this all the time. We've got 6 kids and they're all grown, King Karan. And I'm so glad I'm not raising kids in today's society. I am so freaking glad that my kids are all made it on their own and they're doing very well. It would petrify me to raise my kids in the way I raised them in today's society. It's just crazy. But go ahead, brother.
Yeah. So let me get back to those people who are able to change their own genders. Look, if you want to smoke, you have to be 18. If you
Right.
want to vote, you have to be 18. If you want to change your body, you can even change your body as a child. You have the ability, and you don't even need to ask your parents.
That's crazy.
To able to transform your body. How ridiculous is that?
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, in the first place. And
Yeah.
when you were saying about having kids, obviously, it's a tough world, especially in the West, because when your kid goes to school, they will learn a lot of things about that too. Also a lot about the LGBT stuff.
Right.
And they say, yeah, but you can wear a skirt. It's fine. It's good. And they're trying to indoctrinate that.
Right.
Which is something that is not normal. Like, yes, you can be gay, obviously, and you can do what you want. Like, we don't care. But as long as you put it on the children, it's something else. It's something else. You cannot do that. You cannot force it into children. It's the worst thing
it's sickening. And as you were talking, I'm sitting here thinking, because I'm a little bit, I'm kind of tied in between the old school and the new school. You know, I say 53 years of my life, 53 chapters of my story. Shouts out to all those that are here. My mother,
Man, you look 40, man. You
well,
look 40.
everyone says that, and I thank you. But we got kids that are getting married and doctrines and all kinds of stuff. So, but 6 of them. So here's, and we've been so blessed. But here's what I'll say. The problem is, back in the day, King Karan, is that we had a lot of structure. We told our children what we expected from them. We had standards. We had morals. And it's like they're stripping that more and more away from us, where you can't even, and I get like, look, they got it where you can't chastise your child. Then it's like you can't even raise your voice at your child. Now you can't tell your kid whether they can be a boy and a girl. It's like, where is this damn world going if we don't put a stop, or at least, it's almost frustrating as a person to see where we're at. And how much
you know why?
Yeah, go ahead. It's crazy.
The reason why they do this is because if everyone in the United States has a strong family structure,
right,
you can tell your kids all of that, they cannot control them. They cannot control them. If you have a strong family unit and the kids are listening to the parents, and the parents, they know, they protect, they cannot control the family.
Yeah.
They need to break the family in order to control everyone.
Yeah.
They need to break the family unit, and that's the goal of the Democrats.
Damn, that's a great point, brother. It's so funny when we were raising our kids. I remember my kids, and I was talking to my daughter about this. It's like everything was like with their friends and their friends' parents. It was debatable. Well, I should be able to have a boyfriend, Mom. I should be able to go to this part. I should be able to do this. I should be able to dress the way I want. I should be able to, and it's like in my house, I didn't play that. It's like I'm your dad, but I'm not your friend. I'm your biggest fan, your biggest supporter, but I'm your dad. And to me, that means the person that gives structure, the person that provides, but also gives structure. And when I look up, people always give me and my wife a lot of credit. Daughter who, was a nurse at 24, now, engaged in marrying an NFL guy. 2 daughters that are in college right now, one to become a doctor in physical therapy, another one to be a chiropractor, a son who's in engineering, another son who's just moved to Hawaii with his girlfriend who's a doctor, and he's doing some other stuff. It's like all like, but it's like, when I think about this, Karan, you know what it is, brother? I didn't raise my kid. It wasn't a debate. It wasn't. I'm not asking. It's like, and that's what we're getting away from, like you said, and you struck a nerve when you talked about family. It's like this whole woke system that we're in is destroying our families. It's destroying what we stand. It's honestly, brother, sometimes I feel like they're trying to destroy religion too. And what the things that we should stand for. It's crazy. It's just a very,
because if you have a strong family structure and your religion is also very good, you have a whole community, your neighbors, the whole county is very religious, they cannot control that. They cannot control it. If there is no religion in a country, if there is not a strong family unit in the country, if there are people divided, men against women,
that's right,
black against white, right? Muslim against Christian, then the government can control everything.
Yeah.
But if everyone stands strong, stands together, no matter your skin color or your background, anything, and you have a strong family unit, you love your neighbors, you're together as a community, they cannot control you. That's why the Democrats are trying to destroy every aspect, from family to putting up against people.
That's right.
Like, they are using certain tactics.
Yeah.
And they own 90% of the whole media outlet. 90%, the left. Literally 90%.
Can you imagine the damage? It's so crazy because it's all, all these people care about is money. Can you imagine having tried to explain to your kid in elementary school how Tommy was in the 4th grade last year, and in the 5th grade, he's now Tanya? I mean, why do I have to have a conversation with my kid about that? I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so stinking confusing what they're doing in this country. You can't say I pledge allegiance to the flag. They want to stop you from saying, God bless America and all these different things, but then you have the right to, it's crazy, bro. Like, I don't even know what to say about it. It's insane. So let's go into Trump. Some of the things that he said here recently was he wants to put America at the forefront of crypto and blockchain technology. He wants America to be leading the space. He's now said recently on Joe Rogan he would consider wiping out income tax. He's now recently said here in the last week he doesn't understand why people should be taxed on crypto and digital assets. Your thoughts on that? Do you think these are things that can play out, or do you think those things put him in a very peculiar situation and can be looked at as some of those things that got other presidents taken out? I mean, this is pretty serious stuff that he's talking about, especially when you're talking about not paying taxes and you're going against the grain with crypto digital assets. I mean, your take on that?
Yeah, so Trump is a businessman. He is seeing things and he is looking at certain things like the blockchain, and he sees like, all right, there is a good opportunity. And he also has a team who is like, and telling him like, hey, this can be a good opportunity.
Yeah.
But he's a businessman and he knows what is good for business. And
Right.
he is the first president that will be a pro-crypto president next week.
Amazing. Yeah, that's amazing.
So the thing about this is, yeah, if you do a little bit too much and you're trying to poke the elites and try to poke them, and you try to say, yeah, but we can do this with the debt, and we can and put these people out of office, we can do
Right.
this and make America better. Like the things what he says also about crypto especially is a big thing. It's a
Right.
huge thing because we
Right.
have not heard anything
Mm-mm.
from a president like that. So
No.
so then obviously they're trying to take him down, obviously, and also not just because of that, but also because of other things what he's saying, obviously.
Well, yeah, and the things that you're saying that he's saying, do you think he's putting himself at risk talking about he's going to expose everybody on the Epstein files, and he's going to, certain people in Congress are going to pay for this, and he's going to lock people? I mean, do you think he's been a little bit overly aggressive where it could hurt him? I mean, or do you think he's just one of the things that we're very fond of Trump for, which is speaking his mind and being strong-minded about the things that he feels need to be different, which I don't disagree with anything he's saying.
Yeah, so the last term it was kind of hard for him to do these types of things, but now he knows how everything works and how the manipulation was, because obviously when he was in office, it was like a 1 year, like in 2015, he was running, like he didn't knew like how the politics really was. He wanted to change the country as a business. So then up until now, he knows way more now about how these things are working.
Right.
So the things what he's saying right now, especially with the Epstein list and all of that, it's a huge thing if he's going to do that.
Right.
And obviously he needs way more security. And I pray for him, man, because
Yeah.
he needs to stay alive. He's the only person now, the only candidate, and probably after this election, I really hope that Trump is going to win this, but I do also have another feeling that they're going to rig it just like in 2020.
Yeah.
And they're going to rig it. And after that, I'm not going to call for anything, I'm not going to jail, but the thing is, I cannot see another way as a civil war, because that can break out. Because if people are going to realize that they're going to rig it again, I've checked into documents from 2020. I've watched the whole election. I've researched so many things about the 2020 elections, and they did a lot of shady stuff.
Right.
Especially
And you can see it now.
System.
Yeah.
Especially also with the Smartmatic system, that when you were voting for Trump, it jumped to Kamala. All the mail-in ballots because of COVID, right? A lot of mails from Trump that people were voting for Trump in certain cities that was really high.
Yeah.
And that was more like a pro-Trump city. Like those people from the mail were like throwing these mail-in ballots everywhere. They were injecting ballots for Joe Biden at 4 a.m. Like all of these things that were so shady, and people are still up until this day not believing all of this and still believe that we had a fair election. Why? Because 90% of the media is controlled by the left. So it's hard for them to believe it.
Oh, you can
right in front of you, all of these information. But
brother, you can
bombard it by it.
Like you can see it if you go on X. I almost thought it was like fake. They were showing all these videos of people trying to vote Karan, and they were trying to hit Trump's name. And when they were on the screen pressing Trump, it was selecting Kamala's name. It's like, and then on I can't remember what state it was. When you go and you look at all the names, bro, they had Kamala, they still had Robert Kennedy Jr. on there. They had all these people. And Trump, you had to hit next page to even find Trump's name. They're doing everything they can to make it difficult to vote for this guy. It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, and the best thing is to vote early. And obviously, like, look, I've heard from a lot of people also saying, yeah, but it doesn't matter, like left or white or
Yeah,
right. It's also the same plane. But here's the thing: Trump has really changed the country for the better.
right.
He had the chance with the 4 years. He really did it, right? There was peace in the Middle East. There was not a lot of conflicts, zero wars under Trump's presidency. The only president that had zero wars. Like the country was
Jeez.
prospering. It was sunny outside, such a good weather. But what did the media told you? No, it was storming. Don't
Right,
go out. It's
right,
not sunny. It's storming. Just don't look at it. No, it's not sunny. That's what they told you. They were literally only focusing on Trump, and that's why it looked like the economy was bad, because so many things, so many lies were telling about Trump. They tried to impeach him,
right.
the whole Russia hoax. So many bad things that you think it's bad, like what is happening. But if you look at the economy, everything went well. Everyone had jobs, multiple jobs if you had the chance. I mean, the oil price even went below zero in 2020,
I mean,
and so many good things. And
yeah, it's funny, brother, because they rig boxing, they rig basketball and football games. I mean, there's been so many things that we found that they've rigged on professional levels. Why couldn't they rig a presidency? And I see right here, right underneath our screen here, you can see where Crypto Clay said.
yeah,
He
yeah,
said, I did a cabin scene in my my own hometown in Washington, and we found about 20,000 ballots that should have never hit the boxes in 2020. That's crazy, man. I mean,
wow,
it's I mean, and it's almost like, King Karan, I feel almost hopeless as an American, and I'm gonna tell you why. When I saw them take down Sam Bankman-Fried, and they charged him with all these different felonies, and obviously he's in prison now. But one of the key things, one of the most important parts of that was, yeah, he did something wrong, but then one of the felonies they dismissed, which is where did the stolen money go as far as congressional members that got paid? They decided to throw that part out. And as soon as I said, wait a minute, you're not going to tell us where the money went? I said, and that was like something that we all want to know. I said, dude, we are living in a corrupted ass system. It doesn't matter what we think. They're gonna give us just enough to get pissed off, whatever. But at the end of the day, let's say they do rob Trump. What do? We get mad, we get pissed, and they'll investigate it. But again, now what the Democrats have done is they've won them, or they stole themselves another 4 years. And what can we really do? No more than we can do with Sam Bankman-Fried and who got paid that money. What can we do? We're helpless.
should I tell you what they were doing with FTX?
Yeah, please.
Just real short. So they were sending money to Ukraine, right? You guys is tax dollars.
Yeah.
Hardworking tax money.
Mm-hmm.
That went to Ukraine. A big portion came back through FTX money laundering. And Sam Bankman was actually involved in this. And
Wow.
he was laundering money for the government. And obviously he got caught and all of that. But they dropped that case, obviously. I mean, he's in jail still,
Right.
but he was involved in all of this. And that shows that the same thing with the Ripple stuff, like Ripple is being honest and they're trying to approach it in a good way. But
Right.
that shows if you are corrupt, you can do anything. And there is no lawsuit coming after you, right?
Yeah.
Nothing.
No.
And that's why Ripple is doing the right way and trying to approach it in a good way.
Right.
And even if you try to be good and you try to approach it in a good way, you get slammed by the SEC by a lawsuit. So that shows enough.
That's right. Well, here's what's so funny about what you said. I had Molly Elmore on the show. Shouts out to Molly. Shouts out to Jimmy Valley and all those over at by Hill Capital, who gave that amazing evaluation about the price predictions possibly of the future of XRP and so forth. Molly said in this country it's a pay to play situation, and Ethereum obviously they're not on the same page as Ripple. I always say one of the things that made me really look at Ripple and really stay strong in my face as far as what they stand for, what they're trying to do in the XRP, XRPL, and everything else is because they never sacrificed integrity for growth. They didn't buy their way to clarity. They didn't play the game that Ethereum has played. But then sometimes, like you said, it doesn't even. I mean, I won't say it doesn't pay to do things the right way, but obviously the good guy is the one who gets the most damage, because Ethereum probably will never answer to the money that was given to Jay Clayton. They'll probably never answer, all the stuff with ETHgate. I mean, I don't know. And that's why I'm really passionate about what they're doing with, Chris and Maya over at Fruition Productions with XRP Unleashed. I'm really excited about that because when you talk to them, they've gone above and beyond. They said, James, and I talk to them at least several times a week, and they're like, Jay, Maya told me and my wife, she was like, y'all have no idea what we went and got. Like, we went and got some interviews that nobody even knows. And it's that surprise element. So Chris was telling me, he goes, this has turned into almost like a crime documentary. I mean, he goes, when you hear the corruption, James, he goes, bro, this is like a crime documentary now. And it's gotten away from what we, it's just exposing, but now they're exposing with receipts and with facts. And he goes, it's going to shock the world. It's going to be, he was, they were telling us it's going to shock the world because there's so many people that are going to get exposed, and you can't just wipe this under the rug. You can't just take this off of X or delete the post. This is something that's going to be embedded into our history books with this docuseries. So your thoughts on, what I've talked about, and even if you want to touch on how important you think maybe XRP Unleashed is going to be as well.
Yeah, so I did have spoken with Chris, but I do really wish and I pray for him that he is going to get enough protection, because
Wow.
this documentary is going to expose a lot of things.
A lot of things, yeah.
So all the people that are also on the documentary, I wish everyone well, and I wish that nothing would happen to anyone on there, because the amount of exposing that is coming, it's going to be a shocking thing. But what I do expect, and I don't hope for that,
Right.
that I don't know on what streaming service they are posting that, but they could have been taken down, but obviously that's not the start. They need to keep pushing with the documentary. So I do wish that he will have more protection if it comes to himself and his family, because these types of things, when you try to expose the elites and what is happening with Ethereum and all of that, like, these people are coming after you.
Yeah.
They don't want you to talk about it.
Yeah, I think I think my old way of thinking would have me more that way. And I think what you're saying is partially is right. But I think in today's society, when you have platforms like X and what Elon Musk is doing, and the exposure is like, you can't hide things anymore. You can't go throw Stephen Arup in the back of the van and us not know about it no more. Like it's like you're front and center. Like, we all are going to see this. It's going to be in all the different theaters across the country. It's going to be released on some of the biggest streaming platforms here in Vegas. We're actually going to be there at the American, I think it's like Film Festival, whatever it is. We get to see it before anybody else does. 4 days from now, we're going to be there, and they're going to eat this up. This is the hot ticket right now because, but you're right. There's a lot of extremists. There's a lot of people on the left right now. When you look at how they're, you can't even Google the Joe Rogan and Donald Trump interview. They won't even show it on some of these platforms. Like I was watching this the other day. They said if you try to Google Donald Trump and Joe Rogan, and it's at like 40 million views or something like that, 40-something million views. They only show like small little bits and pieces of. They won't even let you find it. And so,
do you know why Google is suppressing that?
Well,
because Google and Microsoft are the biggest donors
to Kamala
on the Kamala Harris campaign.
Yep.
They're the biggest donors.
Yeah,
so
that's
that
crazy,
tells enough.
That's great. And then the fact that I'm sure you saw this too. Trump is suing. I can't remember $10 billion because they altered Kamala's her interview was so stupid. I actually watched both parts of it. They edited it and then they let her. They let what came out was more like a better version of that. And he's suing, saying, look, you should have gave the people what they're looking for, which is the truth. Like when he went on Joe Rogan, he gave 3 hours of unscripted conversation, but yet you take that one little interview where Kamala sound ignorant, and then you do a voiceover, whatever they did to alter it, is absolutely crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, and they're trying to protect her image. It doesn't matter what she does. She's drunk on stage. They're trying to protect her image. Just like I said, 90% they own the media, so they're literally trying everything to make Trump the worst person ever, a racist, a sex, like every word that is bad,
Nazi.
I mean, every word that is bad, they call him that.
And what was Mark Cuban today? You never see smart women around Donald Trump. I mean, like, what? I mean, I just can't believe the stuff they're saying is, our whole lives we were told not to talk bad about people, not to verbally assassinate people. And yet that's exactly what they're doing to Donald Trump. And here's a crazy thing. Like, look, I said this before and I'll say it again. I don't dislike Kamala. As a person, I don't even know who the lady is. So how can I not like you if I don't know you? That would be just ridiculously, that would be ignorant on my part. The problem that I have, King Karan, and I want you to speak on this. Me and you are pretty smart guys. I think that we're pretty smart. I've been in business for most of my adult life. I've traveled some of the biggest stages. Me and my wife owned everything from car lots and cell phone stores and semi-pro basketball teams to a bunch of stuff, right? And crypto's been used for us. But look, guy, I might have been really good in business, but I don't know how to run a country. I don't have the skill set to run a country. I've run businesses. So the point I'm trying to make is not everyone is in a position to run a country. I don't think she's qualified to run this country. I don't care what you've done as an American, attorney general and all that. That's great. Go back and be a lawyer. But what it takes to be a person that can run this country, I think some of those ingredients is being a very, very good businessman as well, a very stern, a very strong. I like some of the things that Trump said. He goes, when I was there, they weren't doing this in certain countries. They weren't trying to start certain wars. I love the part where he goes, look, if I get elected before I even take the White House, I end the war over in what do you say? Was it
the Ukraine war?
Yeah, Ukraine. He's like, I'll end it before I even take office. I'm like, damn, I love it. Like that confidence is what we need as a president. That's what we need representing this country. Not a bunch of people that are swaying us and want to give black guys weed and just willing to do whatever it takes. That's no more than a puppet or a monkey or something. Like I don't want a puppet running this damn country. I can't follow that. That's exactly why you're telling us kids can switch up in elementary and men can play women's sports and all. We need somebody who has old school traditional values. We need somebody who has values that are going to run this country the right way and stands on something, not to the point where we're a woke nation that we're literally like the Titanic getting ready to hit the damn iceberg, man. We're in trouble. And that's why when you said people are saying, oh, we'll be okay no matter who gets elected. Bullshit. Since when did you see? Really? And so that's dude, I'm just telling you, it brings out the emotion in me because it's ignorant to it's almost like, yeah, go ahead, man. I don't want to say anything bad as far as calling people names, but it's just really ignorant.
Yeah, there are people obviously saying like, yeah, left wing or right wing, it doesn't matter. They're all the same. But here's the thing. Trump cannot be bought. He's already a billionaire. Right. He literally sacrificed his billionaire life. He could have just been on an island just chilling. He has billions. He can do a lot of things. Like, why is he taking a bullet for the country? Why is he out there every single day? 2-3 podcasts a day. Why is he doing this? He is already rich. He should not even do this. But why is he doing this? Because he cares about the country. He loves the United States of America. That's why. That's right. And with Kamala, she can take all the money, because she has never seen a lot of money like this.
That's right. Which is the case for most
of the big corruptions and all of that. She can do that. But with Trump cannot be bought. He's already a billionaire. Just like Elon Musk, he can also not be bought. He's a billionaire. Yeah. He can say what the hell he wants to say right now.
Yeah. And I think when you look at who's in his corner, it's just, you look over and you see one of the richest guys, one of the smartest guys as far as technology innovation back in Trump. You see, some of the people that he has in his circle. And then you look over at Kamala.
Robert Kennedy, even. He was a former Democrat, the old school Democrat. He is now supporting Trump. If you look at the other woman, she was called Tulsi Gabbard. Right. She also was a Democrat. Right. But now she's a Republican. That shows that the old school Democrats are now realizing what is really going on, and now they're siding on Trump, which is really good. And I also like Vivek, like he's really good too. Right.
And you look at how it sounds kind of off a little bit when they say all these people that are supporting Kamala. You got all the entertainers and they're
celebrities, Hollywood people.
Well, here's a funny thing, King Karan. A lot of those people are they're embedded or they're tied into all the stuff that's going on with Diddy. That's who's supporting her.
It's just crazy. Beyonce, Jennifer Lopez,
it's crazy.
Who more?
It's crazy.
They're all on the list. And
that's who we're supposed to listen to, though. That's who we're supposed to, because they realize that they've got people, starstruck. Oh my God, J-Lo's going. I'm gonna go vote for Kamala. It's like, dude, really? You're that goes back to a slave mindset. That's a slave mindset in every aspect of the word.
Yeah, and they use this very well. Not just only celebrities, also Hollywood stars. Now I've seen even the Marvel cast, Tony Stark.
I saw that
you got the guy from the Hulk. They're all coming together on a Zoom call saying, yeah, we should really vote for Kamala, like acting like they're talking and all of these people are paid and they're just shillers out there, and these people don't even know anything about politics, and yet you need to listen to their advice. And actually the thing is, a lot of people, they do listen. Same
Yeah.
thing with Taylor Swift. She is now endorsing Kamala Harris. Everybody is just going away.
Yeah.
Everyone is just going to listen to her and just voting for Kamala because she does too, and they don't think for themselves.
Yeah.
Those are the Democrats. Like, they are literally going to put the entire country, and not just the entire country, but also the whole West, because it's also happening here. They're going to let the country fall on the ground, like literally.
Yeah, I agree. Now let's say this thing plays out for Trump. Obviously, we know, we understand what that means for our country. We understand what that means for this industry. He's open. He understands, and Trump is a very prideful person in the sense that I think it bothers him that our great country is behind this. Like we're falling behind the rest of the world as far as crypto and blockchain and all this technology. I think he doesn't like to lose. I don't think he doesn't like to lose. And it doesn't seem to be bothering the Democratic Party because it's just all about money and what the big money wants to see happen. And I think it's really a catch-up game where they're allowing people to catch up to all the years that they didn't believe in the space. Where do you see, beyond what all those things people are saying, it doesn't matter. What do you see things going if Kamala and the Democrats are back in office for crypto? Obviously, we know Gensler and the SEC is trying to prolong this thing with XRP and Ripple for as long as they can. They're 5-0. And it's funny because when you listen to Stuart Alderete, you listen to Brad Garlinghouse and specifically those two, it's almost like Stuart Alderete said, this is a joke. Like what they appealed us for, they were expecting more than that. They were like, what he was like, what I'm reading, oh, this is over. That's literally what he said to somebody. I was like, this is stupid. This is over. And it's just a waste of people's time and people's money. And so that just goes to show his response tells us this is not about justice. This is not about anything else other than trying to stifle that innovation and keep XRP and Ripple down. Where do you see things going if Kamala wins with this whole thing?
Then we should look back at 2020, when we still had the bull run. Everything still went up, and even Joe Biden got elected. The market was still rallying.
Yeah.
But for the XRP community, I mean, look, we got Joe Biden, and then we got the SEC lawsuit. Like, those were the worst months that I have probably had. And now we have the bull market with Trump. So that's a whole different thing. But the thing is, with the market, like with the whole crypto market itself, it will still do its run. It will still do its bull run because Joe Biden got elected back in 2021.
Right.
The market still was continuing to rally. So we might see some short-term drop if Kamala wins by fraud. And then the bull market will just still continue and just do its thing if it comes to the whole market. I don't really see like, oh, then we're in a bear market or something like that, because that never happened. And Joe Biden won and people were not happy, and still the market was doing very well. So I don't really see like a big correlation between the election and the markets, because I do see like the markets are still doing their things despite the election. But I do have noticed a couple weeks or months after the election, things are going up. So
well, let's play a little bit of a conspiracy theorist here, because I feel like the way that they delivered or the way that they attacked certain things, it came at a time where there were a lot of bullish news for crypto. We got the Hinman emails, and right around that time, Gary Gensler, like literally within a week after the Hinman emails and that whole thing came out, he decided to go after other cryptos, calling all these different crypto, their securities, we're going to do this and that. Then we got Judge Annalisa Torres's decision, and it was just like every time something good happened, King Karan, something bad came out. He launched an attack on Binance and all these other things. One of the things that I see that maybe they're going to play right now, and it just seems like it's too perfect timing, is this possible investigation into Tether. And on one end, you saw it all over the internet, right? Lawyers, everybody was saying it. And then the CEO for Tether comes out and says, well, there's no truth behind that because we don't really know. We haven't heard anything about an investigation. And then a lawyer comes out, ex-securities lawyer comes out and goes, yes, you wouldn't hear it because typically what we do, he goes, I've been a part of cases like that. They investigate all the things around what's happening as far as in that criminal activity. And the last person sometimes that will be notified is the actual person being investigated, which is Tether. And when he said that, I was like, whoa. I mean, he literally went right on there and made that comment to that thread. And so that just tells me that something could be brewing. And it's so funny how no one's talking. Like, we talked about it last week, and all of a sudden this week no one's talking about it again. And then all of a sudden when it comes in, that curveball comes in, and then they say we're launching an investigation on Tether. We had the signs. That's the signs right now. And the fact that securities lawyer said that, I'm like, holy crap, we need to be prepared with all the bullish stuff that's going on. Let's say Trump does win. Trump doesn't win either way. Let's say the fact that we're coming off of a halving that's supposed to obviously traditionally goes up after a certain amount of time after the halving. The one curveball that people may not be paying a close attention to, besides what's going on globally with inflation and they saying some of the things we're seeing right now in our economy is 7 times worse than when we had the 2008 crash. And yet, could Tether be like that last thing that they try to, not the fact that them saying the government has anything to do with Tether's corruption, but to bring that investigation at a point where you can throw that out at a moment that you want to crash the market. Is that possible? And that, so because I don't put anything past our government. Just your thoughts on that.
Yeah. So regarding the whole Tether thing, I mean, they are using certain things on a certain time in the market. So right now, as we are like approaching a new all-time highs, and it's getting bullish. And the thing about Tether is, I do expect them to drop a bomb. But the thing is, if that will drop, like the markets, I don't know where it will go, but
I think
it's
so.
gonna go very low for the whole market. And I don't expect it right now because BlackRock already bought a lot, big corporations bought it, ETFs here and there. So they also want to make money. So it's kind of unnecessary to do it right now. Like they make like maybe a 4x, 3x on their investment. They want to make more money.
Right.
So they're not going to do it right now. I do believe a little bit as the timing from the Luna crash and the FTX, a little bit after the market was maturing, and then it went down a little bit, and then we got the crash. That can happen. But I do believe after the bull market or something like that, because they need to grab a lot of money. Big corporations already invested in Bitcoin, and they are expecting massive profits, and that's obviously also for us. So I do expect them to have a bomb just like that, or maybe something else. Maybe, I don't know, maybe something with Binance. Like, we have no idea as of right now, because we used to trust FTX. Right? Luna was the top 5 coin or top 6. Now it's all gone. So you never know in the crypto market. But I do believe
would you agree that
the bull market? So maybe in 2026 or something like that.
Would you agree that the FTX downfall in Binance doesn't compare to Tether though? Because a lot of people said Tether is why we even got to 68,000 in 2001, all the money printing. So would you say that Tether is a bigger implosion than maybe both of those put together and then some?
The FTX and Luna is absolutely nothing compared to Tether. I mean,
Not
if you
even
look
close.
at Tether, how many money is in there? It's just absolutely ridiculous. So I pray that the bomb won't explode in the bull market, and I don't even think it will happen in the bull market, because they need to make money. Obviously, dumb money are gonna come in. Bitcoin will hit the 100K. People are then going to get in, the normal people watching the news and all of that.
That's right.
So that needs to happen. And obviously, BlackRock and all of that are going to make money. So that's also us including. So that whole thing will also happen. And then, like, what happens after that, like something like that can happen. And we should expect something like that, because obviously then we are entering the bear market. And just like the top of the previous bear market, we have the SNL show, where the Elon Musk was talking about Bitcoin and about Dogecoin, I think. That was literally the top of the market. So if we are experiencing something so bullish, like China is starting to accept crypto way more, or you have Russia who's trying to buy in, and we're like nearly at the top, and Bitcoin is at, I don't know, like 150K, 160, and it's getting so bullish. That's the point when you should think, I might just cash out some. Because,
Let's talk about the flipping of that. Trump wins. We all expect it. Numbers don't lie. I don't know how you beat a guy that almost gets taken out as far as an assassination. He stops Secret Service and looks up and goes, like America. I mean, how do you beat that? How do you? if he doesn't win, it's a damn fraud. The whole system is a scam. But let's say he does win. Where do you see that momentum, King Karan, going into, let's say, the next few months with and then you add the halving on top of that? Where just how, and the fact that right now exchanges aren't holding as much Bitcoin as they can. Miners can't even mine it faster than it's being bought up by all these Bitcoin ETFs and everything else. So when you look at those three things, it is a bullish scenario. And the crazy thing about it, King Karan, altcoins haven't done anything compared to Bitcoin right now. So where do you see this market possibly if Trump wins, the halving plays out in the next few months, and the supply of Bitcoin is just so scarce, and then altcoins are just sitting around, they're just shaking, they're waiting, brother. It's like a spring that's waiting to explode. Where can we be on a bullish narrative in the next several months?
Yeah, so in order to answer that, we need to look back to history. Like, what did Bitcoin do back in 2020 October? It started to hit its new all-time high. The altcoins were not doing anything. Everybody was so impatient. Like, what is going on here? Like, why is Bitcoin making new all-time highs while the altcoins were still low, including XRP?
Right.
So it took around 1.5 months until the altcoins reacted to Bitcoin's candle. So it already was around the 20K was the all-time high, and then it went past that. It went to 30. And then people were like, waiting, like, what is going on with the altcoin market? Nothing happens. And then after 1.5 months, everything shot up so hard. So once we see that parabolic rise going surpass, let's say, 78, 79, or almost 80K, and it goes in a big line, then we all should realize it can take a little time, maybe a month or a couple of weeks before the altcoins will react to it.
Yeah.
So that's how I see it. So if Bitcoin will do a new all-time high next month or the month after, then you can time it and think, okay, around that time is when the alt season can happen, because it already happened in the previous cycles.
Yeah, a lot of people have this. I've seen a very consistent number, and I don't really like talking price predictions. I'm not a financial advisor, neither is King Karan. So nothing we're talking about on this show should ever be considered deemed financial advice. But one of the consistent levels that I see people saying this cycle, and really good guys at TA, and really good guys as far as market analysis, fundamental analysis, all that good stuff. TA is right around that $10 to $24 sweet spot. If things just go, kind of like it's like everything has to line up, in a certain way. But if Trump wins and the halving, and then Trump, let's say Trump comes in, the thing we haven't talked about yet is, let's say Trump comes in and he's really bullish on crypto. He's got a lot of smart people. His vice president's a big time Bitcoin and crypto holder. And then all of a sudden he does what we expect, and that is get rid of Gary Gensler, and they hire a pro crypto thinking type chairman. And then this guy, King Doga, in my opinion, I want you to answer this. He's not trying to come in with the dark cloud over his head that Gary Gensler played. He's not trying to put Gary's stinky shoes on. He's like, you know what? Let's clean house. Let's stop all this bull crap, the Shikaka, if you will. Shouts out to Shikaka coin, by the way, SHKK. But he says, I'm going to put a stop to all this. And let's just cut this damn appeal off with Ripple. We're done. Because if a SEC, even if a new chairman comes in and he says, I want to clean up, but he lets that slide, that cloud will be forever over the SEC, and he will be in a position where another loss will actually affect his new position. So you don't want to come in and go, wait a minute, there's something going on right now that I'm probably going to end up 0-1, another loss, because right now they're 0-5. I don't want to be 0-6. I don't want this damn cloud over my head. So it only makes sense to me that you just say, you know what, I'm going to eliminate this crap and be done with it. And if that happens, so if you have that where it ends the Ripple saga, manipulation and corruption, and then you have Trump, and then you have the halving, brother, I really think that cycle prediction that people are saying 10 to 24 is very realistic, and this is coming from people who are super bullish and people who are very conservative. Your opinion on that?
Yeah, so I do believe that if we compare the previous cycle up until now, I do believe that the gains will be more. And you know why? Because the whole altcoin market was running up while we had the lawsuit. We were shooting up to from 10 cents, right? The COVID crash, 10 cents.
Yep.
All to 60 cents.
Yeah.
And then we got the lawsuit. and then it dropped to 15 cents. During that time, when the XRP was at 60 and it dropped to 15 cents, all the other altcoins were running up. So we have missed a huge portion. And then
Right.
from 15, it obviously went to 190 or 180.
Yeah,
So we have missed a big portion because of the lawsuit.
that's right.
And now things are getting clear, and I hope that the lawsuit is getting settled very quick. And obviously in this whole market, because the bull market will not last that long, but I still have, in my opinion, maybe around the third quarter of 2025 we can see a top. But it's hard to predict these things, because if Bitcoin is going to shoot up in one candle and it reaches 100K, things will get different.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
then you cannot say, oh, it's still going to be around the quarter two or from 2025. So then things will go quicker.
Yeah.
So with XRP, there is still a lot more potential, and I do believe the gains will be way more compared to the last time. And I don't believe even people, like, they complain and they say, yeah, but with XRP we have not had anything. Like, it literally went 15x,
Yeah.
like from 10 cents all the way to $1.90, 19x. It did a 19x. That's still a lot,
And people
especially
and
from
people
a coin with a lawsuit.
and people forget back in the day when it went from, like, I don't remember how many cents to $3 or something. That was just based off of speculation. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not even the partnerships and the things they got in position. So where does it go? And back then, like, where does it go when it's only two assets in this world that has legal clarity, and that's Bitcoin because it's been given a pass, and XRP because it's gone through the damn system. And so, like, where's the potential of this thing? And I think it's crazy. Now, one of the things I want to talk about is one of my favorite people. I got a lot of people in this space that I really like their mindsets and their hearts. I try to look into a person's soul and what they're about and what they stand for on a consistent basis. And, I try to peel back the onion and, pass the shilling, pass the bullshit. And before I even go into that, guys, first of all, I want to give a shouts out to the almost 1,000. It's like 900 something people that are live right now watching this. Shouts out to you guys. You guys are absolutely incredible. Make sure you go to our homepage, Crypto4Life with 68J. Also go over to support our ecosystem, which is Chicago Coin, a new asset that we have that's going to be featured in a movie. And we've got a couple videos that we're going to be doing with some rappers, and it's just a lot of great things happening behind that ecosystem. And also over to King Karan's X page. Can you tell them where they can find you, King Karan, if you don't mind, real quick?
Yeah, they can find me on X, on at King Karan XRP.
Okay, so here's what I want to say. One of the people that I like a lot, and he just talks from a very heartfelt, fatherly, realistic mindset, and that is Lewis Jackson. And Lewis Jackson, he puts out some videos. He put out a video here not too long ago where he was talking about, which is a question I want to lead up to you, is being prepared. And one of the things he talked about, I think it was today or yesterday, he was saying, look, it's okay to hodl, but don't put yourself in a position where you're hodling so long that you're like 80 years old before you see any kind of benefit, meaning that you got to take profit. You got to enjoy your life. You got to, no one's saying cash out, but have a plan. And so I want you to talk to people, because you're a very well-respected person in the space. You've had a lot of success. You're somebody I got a lot of admiration for. I look at you like my little brother, right? So what would your comments be, or your opinions to people as far as the importance of diversifying and also preparing, and not just sitting around like when something happens, then you're trying to react. It's almost like being proactive versus reactive. What would you say to people right now getting ready to enter what's getting ready to happen? What would be your opinions to those people?
Yeah, so there's a lot of people who are just waiting for that moment, for that volcano moment when it explodes and everybody's happy. We see candles and all of that, but you should also be prepared what is going to happen after, because yes, you got the money, but what are you going to do with the money? And there's a lot of people who are talking about that moment. Yes, the bull market, everything is going up, but what are you going to do with the money after that? You need to look at certain things about real estate,
right?
Maybe get some gold and silver for more security for yourself and for your family. You need to know more ways how you can put your money into which type of things besides crypto too. Because I come from a family where they always told me investing is the worst thing. Don't invest. Don't do that.
Wow.
Because my dad had a bad experience with investing. He got scammed, like it was like way back in the 90s, in the 80s.
Right.
And that was just the only experience that he had if it comes to investing. So he always told us, don't invest, don't do that.
Right.
And until I found out about crypto and all of that, and I started to research it myself, and no one actually told me about crypto. I really had to research this all myself,
Right.
and I had to get scammed a couple of times to learn from these things, and then you
Right.
grow, and then you know what the market is all about. And what I've always learned is, you need to prepare, and not just only like you have the money and that's it, but you also need to be financially educated. You also need to know about money. Where does money come from? The
Right.
government is printing out their money, and we're working for it. We're working for these papers. And then you realize, okay, what is crypto? Okay, it has a maximum supply. Okay, Bitcoin, it has a maximum supply. XRP, okay, but with the dollars, it doesn't have it. So why are we working for that? And
Right.
then you start to realize assets, invest in assets, right? Gold, silver, crypto, real estate, and all of that. And then you start to realize, okay, I should invest in assets after I make money with crypto.
Right.
And the thing is also, like, guys, you really should diversify. I'm not going to shill any tokens, but look into AI, look into real world assets, look into more payment narrative tokens. These are very important because in this market, the AIs and the real world asset tokens and the gaming tokens are going to pop off. And you don't know when these coins are going to pop off. Maybe one is going to be AI, and then all of a sudden that pops off first. And then you can take some money out and get it into XRP or into something else. So the more you are diversified into other narrative tokens, the better you're off, actually. So you also need to check out on that.
No, no, I love, the mindset that you have. Hey, I'm not going to shill. I'm not going to do this and that. But, I like to give my audience a little bit of a treat, our audience a little bit of a treat. And I know you've got, we've talked off stage, and obviously you're very well diversified. If you were to give us a little bit of a gem that you're passionate about, something that you say, hey, you know what, guys, I'm not a financial advisor, but maybe look into this thing, maybe something that would even shock people besides your traditional like XRP, XTC, XLM, algo. We all know about those things. Do you have like a hidden gem that you're really passionate about? And I believe you said there's something over the last year that you just like, wow. And it's not very often I see you wowed, but you're pretty excited about a particular asset. Can you throw something at us that maybe people can look into?
Yeah, so there is one I have not talked about. I've only talked about in the Alpha group. In the group itself, it's one called Tectum. And
Okay.
it's not a shill. I don't get paid by it or
What
anything
is
like
what is
that.
it? What is it? What is the ticker, brother?
TET.
Okay. So
And Tectum is actually the fastest blockchain. It can handle 3.5 million transactions per second, and it's actually scaling Bitcoin and Ethereum. And they already won the awards in Dubai for the best blockchain technology. And if you look at the market cap, you look at the tokenomics, you look at the team and all of that, like, not financial advice, but I do have a back of that. And when I realized that, if you look at Tectum, it's at $8.33. You look at the market cap, the fully diluted market cap is 83 million, which is still really good. If you look at the maximum supply, 10 million, and also the total supply is also 10 million, which is very important. And it already went to, if you look at the charts and if you click on all, it went to like $45.
wow.
It went to $45 a couple months ago,
Wow.
and then it dropped all the
And,
way
that,
down.
and that's this year. That's actually this
Yeah.
year. Wow.
And that's what made me really think, like, wow,
Oh,
okay, it went to those numbers. It went down obviously because of Bitcoin. The whole market went down, and I was like, okay, now I need to research Tectum, like, what is all about. And obviously I'm more into XRP, XLM, Algorand, HBAR, all these tokens. But then I was like, let me just go outside and see what these guys are doing. And these guys are actually scaling Bitcoin.
what can you tell us? I know this is not about educating us, but what can you give people in a few minutes about this coin that makes you so excited about it?
So if you're going to search for hidden gems, you're going on CoinMarketCap, you're looking at certain tokens, you really need to look first at obviously the market cap. Like, okay, how high is it? You need to look at the supply. Also, the difference between the total supply and the maximum supply. The maximum supply is where they cannot mint anymore.
Okay.
If there's a total but not a max, it's a bit 50-50. And besides that, you obviously need to look at the chart, how it behaves. You need to look at the team. What are they doing? Are they solving a problem? You need to look at the website, obviously. So you just need to do a whole research in order to make that decision to invest. So that's how I'm looking at, obviously, about how the chart behaves, how the liquidity behaves, what are their what type of things are they solving, what problem are they solving. And this is a layer one narrative, which will also be very big, just like Flare is also a layer one, Tectum is also a layer one. But just like I said, I'm not paid by anyone. This is the
Right.
coin that I do invest myself. I told the Alpha Z Club guys also about this. I have not spoken about this on X. I was like, let me just keep it for myself. But now you guys know.
Yeah, the funny thing is when you were sharing one of the things that you're excited about, I have none of this. I've never heard of it before, but that's amazing when you look at the numbers, you look at the market cap, you look at the total supply and all that. Definitely something, and especially if King Doga is talking about it, guys, make sure you do yourself a favor and just do your research. I'm not telling you to get it because again, he doesn't get paid. I don't get paid. I don't even got it, but I am a fan of blessing people with good information. And then one of the things we do in this show, and we started doing a while back, is basically giving people kind of leading them, in areas where they can kind of do their research, but we don't give too much information because that's the whole point. We want people to do their own research. And so I'm going to ask you guys to do me a huge personal favor. Go over to our Crypto4Life page. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, notification bells, guys. We've been at this now. This month sometime will be actually 2 years that we've been doing this. Our channel's been shut down 3 times, shadow ban, all that, but we put out phenomenal information. We got some of the greatest interviews in all of crypto, guys. I mean, some of the biggest names, if you do your research. We've covered almost every coin. For a moment there, we were doing a coin a day. We've got some amazing strategies. We talk about dollar cost averaging in, dollar cost averaging out. We've got success stories, and we've also covered not so successful stories in crypto. So if you guys do yourself a huge favor and go over and check out our page. Also go over to our X page, if you guys don't mind. Is at James_68J, Crypto4Life with 68J. We go live each and every day for the most part. I got a lot of stuff that we got going on right now. So you guys make sure you guys do me a personal favor and do that. And if you guys get a chance, if you guys want to see what we're working on right now, which is tied into movies, tied into a lot of other things that we've got going on right now, in the space, we're really excited. Myself and my friend, who's Mike O, multi-million-dollar businessman and crypto investor. We started this about 4 months ago. About a $15 million market cap. Our liquidity is strong. We're self-funded. We didn't do any kind of pre-sales. Everything is from our pockets. Our ambassador team is freaking amazing. We've got government people. We've got hired patrolmen. We've got people like Josh that is a firefighter. We've got some amazing people in the space, and film directors and actors that are part of this as well. With some of the things we're doing is for us by us, giving people opportunity, King Karan, to go out there and a lot of people want to be a part of movies. They want to be a part of this. They don't know how to do that or be a part of investment strategies like that. So we're really excited about it. Shikaka coin. Now, with that being said, I want you to talk a little bit about we talked about some price predictions and things like that, but let's talk about patience. And let's talk about the mindset a person has to win in this space. I know the last time we talked, we was talking about how you and I both came from very humble beginnings, very struggling beginnings, and not having a lot of people in our family that support us at all. I still got people to this day. And me and my wife are living a dream in crypto, and they still don't listen. And so talk about the mindset of overcoming adversity, staying strong in your beliefs, and just being patient, King Karan, because here's what I know. A lot of us miss Bitcoin. People who talk crap about Bitcoin, the reason I think they talk crap about Bitcoin, because they didn't get in at $1. They didn't get in it under $1. And it's very rare, my friend, that I've seen in my 28 years in business, that something happens like a Uber or a Airbnb or Amazon or Apple, and then something identical happens again that gives you a second chance. Bitcoin happened, and a lot of us missed it. And all of a sudden, the same people who worked on Bitcoin created something called XRP to be better than Bitcoin in every way. And here we have another chance. But people always say, and I know you see this all the time, they'll say, oh, I wish I could have. I should have. If I'd have got in Bitcoin, I'd have held all this time. No, you wouldn't have. You would have never held, because if you're struggling right now, how you think you would have held on to that asset? So just talk about mindset, understanding the opportunity, and what people might need to do to make sure that they're strong enough to enjoy this ride and benefit not only for themselves but for their families.
Yeah, I mean, the difference between the people who invest in crypto and the people who don't know about crypto, the people who don't know about crypto are mostly the people when they watch the news and they are telling them buy in right now, Bitcoin is at 100K, then they are starting to act. With us, with most of the people in here that has been for years. They bought the bottom, they're waiting, they're very patient. You get a lot of slack. Oh, crypto's down, right? Oh yeah, crypto, Bitcoin like went to zero, right? Like it was nothing, right? And these people eventually are going to buy up very high.
That's right.
And you are the one that got the opportunity to buy low. The sentiment was negative. People are thinking you're an idiot, right? You're dumb, you're idiot. Why are you buying this crypto stuff? But then when it all goes up and the news is going to talk about it, then eventually you are a genius and people are going to see you differently. But that's also the time when you should, think about cashing out, especially when the bull market is going to have more candles and things are going up very hard. Like you also should think about that, because at that moment you feel so smart, you feel like a genius. People are asking you, calling you everything about crypto. Yeah, but how did you bought this? And I want to get into this, I want to invest, tell me. And then you feel really good, and that's also almost the top of the market. So always get some, it depends which percentage you want to get out. It can be 40-50%, but for every other person it's different.
Yeah, yeah. One of the things that I see a lot of people making comments is how family and friends and the people that they love and respect so much won't support them in this. And I don't know, some people maybe they need that validation, whatever. I like to ask this question, but before I ask this question, I want to say this, and that is that I always say that people who don't support you now, people who weren't there during your lowest times and the struggles that you've been during this process of being involved in crypto, they will call you a legend if you get this right. They will call you a legend if you get this right. And they will quickly be some of your biggest fans when you make it, or maybe not. Maybe they'll continue to hate. What did you do, King Dogo, coming from a family where, like you said, your dad didn't really promote investing? I'm sure your friends and family didn't support you. What did you have to do, and what is maybe something that you can tell people as far as staying strong in your belief, and just maybe some things that you've done to keep yourself focused and regardless of the naysayers?
Yeah, so what you need to do is definitely you need to do the opposite what the normal people are doing.
That's right.
When they're telling you don't invest, you should look into those things. And to keep yourself strong, I mean, you should know that you have people in the space on X that are just like us. We want to invest, we want to make a better living, we want to improve ourselves. So with the power of X, like this has never done before, a platform where we all are investing, we're connecting with each other worldwide, we're meeting with each other. Like that's such a beautiful thing that this has never done before in the .com bubble. You
Right.
might have some forums, that's it. But
Right.
now we have a whole community out there, people together. We are talking with each other, DMing with each other, calling each other from different parts of the world, and we are united just like that. Like this is actually the greatest thing ever. We are investing in different types of cryptocurrencies. It doesn't matter which one, but we all have the same goal, right? We want to get
That's right.
successful. We all want to have a better life for our family too. And we all share that. So we all share the good things, like, hey, read this book, or hey, check out about this real estate, or hey, maybe after crypto you can maybe check about the gold and silver. I know a market that is selling it a little bit cheaper. Like we give each other these types of information that has never done before 30
That's
years
right.
ago.
That's right.
So we are literally living in the golden age, and if people are not like capitalizing on this opportunity, especially the normal people, they're gonna miss out. And this is a gold rush right now,
That's
because
right.
we don't know if there will be a next bull market. We
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
this might be the last. Like we
Yeah.
have no clue.
And one of the things I always say, guys, is recognizing opportunity. One of the things I talk about on my Crypto4Life show with our family, and we are a family, and that is that a lot of times in life, King Karan, we stop dreaming. A lot of times, maybe it's we had this plan of being this and that and doctor or whatever it is, and then life kind of kicks us in the butt. We have to get a job to support our family. Maybe we have kids, whatever that is, and we stop dreaming. One of the things that I love about crypto is that what it represents. My name is not just 6'8". Yeah, I'm 6'8". I had a pro basketball career. I've been very, very fortunate, but also worked my ass off for everything I've got. And one of the things that what excited me about crypto, and I said this the other day with Sean McBride, is that it gives people one of the fairest forms of capitalism, meaning that it's just a fair opportunity. It doesn't matter your race, your religion, your height, your educational background. Like to think that you could have put $100 into Bitcoin in the early days, or and would have been set for life right now. I'm talking about when Bitcoin was, several hundred for $1. To think that you could have put $100 on some crazy coin called Shiba or Doge back in the day, and now you see Elon taking this crazy joke called Doge and saying it's the Department of Government Efficiency, and I'm just like, bro, like Elon has no reason to shill. This guy must have some kind of plan that we don't know about. But that's what I love about this opportunity. It's one of the fairest forms of capitalism. It's one of the fairest opportunities for anybody to be great again, for anybody to dream again, and I kind of take bits and pieces from everybody when Raw Powell says, don't F this up. With that being said, that's really what I feel. Guys, this is your opportunity to do something freaking phenomenal. And I don't know if we'll ever see something like this ever again. If you missed this, King Dogo, if they missed this, King Karan, if they missed this, I don't know when we'll see something like this again. I mean, my mom and dad didn't see it. My grandpa didn't see it, and after I'm gone, I don't know if my kids or their kids will see it. So with that being said, I want you to make a couple of comments on that before we get up out of here. Just recognizing this opportunity for what it is. Like you said, we may never ever see it again.
Yeah, and just like I said, like this might be the last bull market. Like we don't know. Maybe the tether bump or something can happen. Like we have no idea if something like this, what is about to happen in the coming months, will happen after 4 or 5 years. Like we don't know. And this is the golden time, ladies and gentlemen. This is the time where you should prepare yourself. And I've always told a lot of people, like even since 2023, when we hit the bottom and everything, I told the guys, get ready and prepare yourself, because this can be the last one. Wow. And after 20, 30 years, 40, 50, you have your grandchildren and they're going to ask you, 2025 was a crazy year. Like people were making money and all of this. And then you say, yes, your grandfather did it. That's why, look at this. Look at this Lambo outside, right? Right. Because I was there at 2025. I did invested in that.
Yeah.
And that's the story that we will tell.
Yeah. Last question I got before we get out of here, because there's something just popped in my head. Do you think there's a time that utility coins like XRP, XLM, XDC, whatever the case may be, do you think there'll be a time where they're adopted for what they were created for, and they will detach themselves from the rest of the market, like Bitcoin and other things? Do you think there's a time where these assets will shine bright once everything is done, once all regulation has happened, once they've been adopted for all the, for their use case? Do you think there's a time where we'll look up and maybe the market's going like this and memes are going up and down and Bitcoin's going up and whatever the case may be, but then you'll see these utility coins just continue to shine because they're being embraced for what they were created for? Do you think that might happen?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the market back in 2014, 15, it was so different. Different coins. Now, those people are not even recognizing the coins. Sia coin, Litecoin, like all of these old coins that are not there anymore. So the market will change and these things will happen. And there might be a possibility where Bitcoin gets dethroned by XRP. These things can happen when utility is kicking in. And there's a lot of people saying, yeah, but that's not possible, this and that. But you never know what is going to happen in the market. Like we have no clue. The only thing what we know is the things that are coming for certain cryptos, and we bet based on that. But anything can happen, man. And I do believe like there will come a time where Bitcoin gets dethroned, and Ripple already did it. The coin Ripple in that time was called Ripple, and Ripple, aka XRP, did actually dethroned Bitcoin. Yeah. Like it was like a couple weeks or something.
Yeah.
And then that was the only time when Bitcoin got dethroned. That was the only time. And then Bitcoin still stood at number one.
Yeah, I agree. And the fact that this amazing asset that we're all very passionate about, again, I'm very well diversified, but for this asset to stay top 6, top 7 through all this adversity, for the company to stay strong and never sacrifice integrity for growth, for them to continue to expand globally, some of the biggest partnerships to this day still than any other asset or company in crypto, for them to hire some of the brightest minds in this space. I just don't think people understand what they hold, and that's always been my slogan: know what you hold. Guys, I appreciate you guys for being here. King Karan, anything that you want to leave these guys? Where can they follow you? I know you have some stuff going with other platforms. Where can these guys follow you? I see a lot of people are big fans. They definitely got a lot of love for you here. Where can they find you if they want to connect to you on a daily basis, weekly basis? Where can they find you at?
Yeah, I mean, just on X, man. I mean, if you are going to DM me, I'm always the person who likes to answer, these types of things. And if people have questions, I'm always open to have that. And the thing is also, like, a lot of people, they think, oh yeah, he has a couple thousand followers, or he has hundred thousands of followers, like he has to be like a high class person, or like this and that. But for me, I'm just like you guys, And if you want to DM me, if you have certain questions, I'm always there.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that about you, man. You're definitely an authentic dude. There's not a time I haven't ever reached out and you haven't reached back out. So I definitely appreciate you gracing us with your time. Now, you're in Canada. What time is it out there where you're at now?
In Europe, it's
oh, you're in Europe.
2:30 a.m. 2:30 a.m.
Are you and guys, he can say he's one of the coolest guys ever, but to be up at 2:30 a.m. speaking to you guys, pouring out his heart, that means the world to me, and hopefully it means the world to you guys. Make sure you follow my brother, King Karan, the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend. Brother, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Guys, thank you guys so much for being here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you guys go over and hit the like, subscribe, notification bell, and stay in tune to everything that we've got going on. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Until next time, it's your boy James, aka 68J. Peace.
Take care, man.